You're watching G-Force Coasters, and this is the second episode of my new park series, Turas Gairdini. Since the last episode, we're going to be taking a look at two new attractions, one that I've already finished now, and we're also going to be debating whether we should remove a ride in this park. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video and subscribe to be the first to know about my new content on this park. And we are back in the park for the second update, episode. There's been a lot of changes around the park from last episode. I've actually finished some stuff that was shown in the last episode, but I didn't go over them briefly. I just went over them like really quick. And we've also got some new stuff, so we might as well start over here with something new. The Hayo Dipper. This is the sort of new, like the little brother to this coaster right here. Very similar name and theme. It's just themed to like Ireland and everything. Yeah, so very low height requirement on this one, and I do actually like the queue and everything, because although it doesn't really look, I need to fix that. I was just in the middle of the queue. You do get some nice views of the wooden coaster. I still don't know what that model's called. And then there's just this kiddie drop tower, which I don't think you see at many parks. I could be wrong. But I like the sign for this as well, like emphasizing it's a drop tower and everything. And it just looks really nice. It's a nice like filler ride for the park. It's this sort of like high striker at Fort Park feel, where it's just like it's like in the middle of the plaza area, and it's not really got a long queue or anything at all. But we're gonna get to the second biggest attraction in this park that we're gonna cover today, Dragon Crash. Excuse my pronunciation if anyone's Irish. So as you can see in the background is a B&M Mega Looper. I'm not sure. I think it's called a Looper or a Mega. I'm gonna say Looper. 30-minute queue. So 140cm height requirement, so that seems about right. I really like the sign on this. As soon as I got the praise pack, which is the whole reason why I didn't tour it and everything last week, was because I didn't have the praise pack just yet, and I wanted to do some like the sign and the fence work and all that. But it's just got a nice like Irish English feel. It's also got a tiny bit of Welsh in it as well, like from the storyline. I do like the sign, like all raw time pieces that are recolorable. I really like it. We are going to go through the main queue, because I feel like you get a lot of good views from the main queue. This is the extended queue line, as I always do with my coasters, and big flat rides and everything. I'm going to be, I think, I can't remember if I did a single rider queue or not. You can rewind back in the video if you want to check that. I certainly will be. Yes, we get a nice view of the splashdown here. I didn't actually use the splashdown model for this. I just used the regular B&M sit down. But we will see there's a corkscrew there and the helix. This coaster is very forceful, I have just realised. So I didn't actually use the splashdown pieces. I used like my own tracks just to make it a little bit smoother. So yeah, this whole coaster was inspired by a lot by Dragon Con, and I believe a bit of Cumber as well. But not much of Cumber, just a lot of Dragon Con as well. Similar name as well. So we head up into the upstairs sort of bit. We can get a good view of the brake run and the station. I imagine this station would look quite good at night. There's the fast pass queue. Yeah, I didn't do a single rider queue on this one. I will be doing single rider queues as well, because I figured out how to do them now. But let's go for a ride on Dragon Crash. So that was Dragon Crutch. Yeah, I've just resorted to saying it as in an English accent. I'll actually just go back up here. You could actually hear a tiny bit of rattling in that, even though this coaster would have been built in, like, I want to say 1998, but that was when Dragon Khan was built, so I'd say, like, either before that or after that. But overall, it's a really nice coaster. It was a bit bumpy in a few places, specifically around that loop and in the splashdown. That loop actually isn't a preset loop, so I'm not sure why it's bumpy at the bottom. But let's go to the ride photo stand. I like how there's no fences here, it's just bushes. This looks really nice. You can see this 7 cars. And the photo is actually on the splashdown. I'm not sure if you can see it. There you go, the ride photo camera is there. The only controversial element is the dive loop. Dragon Khan has one of them, so I'd assume it's realistic. So we saw the stage last time. I just want to quickly update about this RMC. I would hide it, but obviously I don't really want to do that. Yeah, so that RMC over here, I'm not sure if I want to, you know, destroy it and make a new attraction, because at the moment we already have an RMC in the park, so I'm not sure if I want to destroy this one. And yeah, so my recording just stopped then. Yeah, as I was saying, I'm not sure if I want to delete it for a new attraction or not, or build it later in the park. There's the Mac water coaster that we saw last time. I've just like noticed it really does need some fencing, so I am going to do that. As we come over to the main attraction, Dublin Devil. This name was completely almost stolen by Jersey Devil. So I've actually just realised there is a single rider queue, but that would be added for later rides. I don't know. Fast pass queues will probably be on some attractions and not others. So Dublin Devil, there is a 120 centimeter height requirement, which I think is fair. What I do like about this model is, well, not the model specifically, but the coaster, that I put the brake run right next to the queue, and to access the maintenance bay, there is actually a gate over there, where there is a sort of path. The foliage isn't all done, by the way, and so that's where you could just walk up from the car park. So there is a gate there that leads to a path which goes actually past the queue. So if there was a problem, the staff would actually have to cut across the queue and go this way, and then enter the maintenance bay via those ladders. But the coaster is actually going now, and you do actually get a really good view of the brake run. Well, not of this netting, but if the netting wasn't there, you'd have a good view. You can still see it. The store right there. Absolutely amazing. I'm not sure if there's another good view that you can get of it. Maybe in the station you can see a bit more. But yeah, this is just... I mean, the fast pass queue is... Sorry, the single rider queue is actually got a really good view. Especially over here, actually. Because the station and the maintenance bay are just like these wooden beams. So you can see inside the brake run of the maintenance bay and everything. The maintenance bay I was actually inspired by Red Force, which has an open maintenance bay, as well as some wooden and RMC coasters, which some of them have open maintenance bays. There goes the dive loop and the insane outer bank, which is actually where the photo is. I believe that pulls almost 5.5 Gs, maybe just 5, I'm not sure. But here is the brake run, dude. That is amazing. But let's go and ride. So that was our ride on Dublin Devil. It was actually a bit rough in some places, which I probably will sort out. But yeah, it was a nice, really fast, really short and intense coaster. I just really like the way that it just flows around its layout and everything. It is still a bit work in progress, but I'll explain why that is right now. So, as you can see, the park, it's not developed that much over this past week, because I've actually participated in a brand new challenge that Digital Dan has actually put out on his channel. I remember doing the Rita replacement one and half my work didn't save. But back then I was terrible at building, so... I mean, it wasn't terrible, it was just, like, quite bad. I forgot to add paths. So, at least with this Rumble Rapids replacement, I am focusing on it a bit more. And it should be done within the next 2 weeks. I'm thinking of custom supporting the entire thing and just making sure that everything's okay. But there will be a video coming on that, so expect to not be a video on this park at least for a couple of weeks, because right now there's nothing that I really need to do other than this foliage and everything, the fencing, and also this coaster right here, which I still have no idea if I want to continue with that or not. As you can see, the drop right there. Because overall I'm not actually that, like, proud of the layout and everything. I'm just not really a fan of it in general. So I might delete that, but we'll have to see. I'm also thinking of a sort of, like, parade or, like, show. Definitely a show, probably. With some, like, music. Similar to Defcon 1 style, actually. I want to do something similar to that. Maybe like a, yeah, as I've said, a parade. But I'm not sure yet. So we'll just have to figure that out along the way. But this has been GeForce Coasters. Thank you for watching this episode, and we'll see you all in the next one.